It's been a crazy week, but a fun week, and a lot of things. Really, since last Friday when I left here to go do the media day for the championship, and then the ACC banquet that night, and then obviously the game. And I think I got into bed about 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and then we got team meeting at 11 and a pizza party with a few people that showed up on Sunday, and then I went to New York Sunday afternoon. Had a couple of committee meetings and Hall of Fame banquet Tuesday night. Then off to Texas, doing a little recruiting in the Lombardi, and then I think I got back here about 1:30 Wednesday night, and then recruiting all day Thursday, and then the ESPN thing Thursday night. And Friday all day recruiting, then back here Friday night for dinner with our recruits, and then out Saturday morning for the Heisman, and got in late Saturday night, and Sunday flew back yesterday morning and back at it. So it's just great to be home and to know that we're going to be here and that we can really get dialed in. But a lot of that, I've had a lot of playing time, and it's been a lot of good time for me to get organized and do some planning and kind of get a head start on the opponent. And so that part of it is good because I very seldom get just a block of time just, where I'm captured, where the phone doesn't work and things like that. So 3-hour flight here, 3-hour flight here, those type of things has actually been beneficial as far as getting our planning done. Really excited about getting started. Got in here yesterday and had really good meetings, got everybody dialed back in on what we need to do, and some corrections from our last game, as we really hadn't had a chance to do that yet. It's going to be a quick week. We've got till next Monday to really get a good plan down, and we got a lot of work to do. And we've got a formula that we really believe in from a bowl prep standpoint as far as how we get the team ready. Going back to day one as far as our fundamentals and techniques, and really just trying to improve in that area. A good bit of Clemson on Clemson, competitive work, just to really make sure that we're sharpening each other. Because obviously we got good people on both sides of the ball, and so creating that game-like competitive atmosphere in spurts throughout practice over the next 8-9 days. Obviously, a lot of game prep as well for Oklahoma, and then we take a lot of time, and it's probably one of the best things we do, and that's develop our young guys. We got a bunch, as y'all know, a lot of freshmen, and we got a lot of guys that maybe played a little bit, but not near as much as they're going to play next year. So taking a good amount of time and kind of getting those varsity guys off the field and just coaching these young guys and getting them a real head start for spring. And that's always one of my goals when we get done with our bowl practice for the young guys that have been scout teams and are not getting a lot of reps all throughout the busyness of the season, to really feel good about being coached and that relationship with their coach kind of taking root and hopefully being ready to bloom a little better this spring. So that's kind of what we do. But that process starts today. Today's a later practice because this has been last night and today have been big prep days for us, and then we'll be a little earlier tomorrow, Wednesday. Thursday's a community service day, and so we'll practice at 3:30, a little bit later, and then Fridays in that same time frame around 1:30 or so, and have a good practice on Saturday. Probably do some type of team outing or something this weekend, and meetings on Sunday, and then we'll have a practice on Monday, which would be kind of a normal, kind of a typical Thursday type practice for us as we in getting ready for a normal game prep, and try to get the game plan done here. Feel good about it. Give the guys a little bit of a break. We'll bring everybody back here sometime Christmas night, and we'll fly out of here as a team on the 26th. We'll actually practice here on the 26th that morning. We'll have a Monday type practice here because the bowl, getting down there and trying to, the hotel is probably, rooms won't be ready, and trying to get down there and get the practice and meetings. We're going to have that Monday practice here and have really good focus, and so when we do get on the plane, we can just arrive and be ready to get plugged in down there. So I think we got a good plan. and we just got to go to work and execute the plan. We're in good shape health-wise. We did go ahead and clean up Artavis. Had a little meniscus we've been putting off for about 4 or 5 weeks, and he's been playing with it since about 4 or 5 weeks. However long that's been, about the last 4 games or 5 games, he's been playing with that, and has really done well. Obviously, y'all have seen him play, but something we wanted to go ahead and kind of clean up while we had a little time. So he'll be a little limited for a few days, but should be ready to roll here pretty soon, full speed. But other than that, everybody, the time off has been very, very beneficial for our team, and everybody's excited about the matchup. Oklahoma's a great football team. They're got a ton of guys back on defense. I think they got about 9 starters back. Offensively, they're playing as good as anybody in the country. Quarterback's a nightmare. Great skill. 2 really good running backs, physical up front, scoring a ton of points, and so tough matchup for us. This ought to be a good one, but that's the way it is when you get into the playoff. You're going to play a great football team, and we wouldn't want it any other way. But we're looking forward to competing against those guys. And then on another big positive note, fresh off the press right here, is the financial aid agreement for Mr. Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle from up in Wake Forest, North Carolina. And I tell you, I can't wait for spring practice to get here. This guy is an unbelievable talent, and he's our kind of guy. He's a great fit for the culture that we have here. Very serious about his academics. Just wonderful parents, and just look forward to welcoming Dexter to the family. He'll show up here in January as a mid-year, and along with some other guys, and be ready to go. So this is Christmas coming early. I know we got a few more days here before Christmas gets here, but it's really coming early today. So just excited about adding Dexter Lawrence to our recruiting class and to the Clemson family. With that, I'll take any questions.
Dabo, how do you get any of the guys who were here and played against Oklahoma last year to think that this is not the same? Keep them thinking this is the same Oklahoma.
Oh, that's more rhetoric from the media. I mean, our guys understand that this is a different team. I mean, we got a lot of those guys that played in that game last year that aren't here, and plus they watched the tape. They know what happened in the game. I mean, we played really, really well, and they turned it over 5 times. Now we had something to do with that, but at the end of the day, you turn the ball over against a good team, it's going to get away. And I've been on both sides of that. So that's one of the things that we talk about all the time. Last week's touchdowns don't win this week, and certainly last year's success doesn't apply to this year. It's a whole new matchup and challenge, and everything's different. They have a different quarterback. We have a different quarterback. They have different players in place. So do we. We got to play well. It really has nothing to do with it. They've got all the respect in the world for Oklahoma. All you got to do is turn the film on. These guys know good teams. They know good players when they see them, and they got them all over the tape with Oklahoma.
Every year's different, every team and opponent, but the fact that you guys have gone and won 3 bowl games against big opponents the last 3 years, you already detailed your plan for bowls. Do you and your coaching staff take extra confidence of what has worked in the last 3 years?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I go back and I've looked at all of our bowl preps. Things things I'm always making notes, things I like, things I don't like. This year's a little different because we did play a 10th game, 10 straight weeks. We played the championship game, and so that's a little different. Whereas Oklahoma, I think they started prep on Saturday, but they've been off for a couple weeks, and so I think you got to be smart with how you plan, and you don't want to over prepare. I think that's the worst thing you can do. I think you got to keep it up tempo and great energy, and change the things up as you go through the practice, and we've got a good plan, but certainly we have a lot of confidence in what we do because we've had success. And that doesn't mean we're going to win the game. I mean, you got to go play the game and earn that. But I do feel like that we've had great preparation for our games.
Is it an advantage for Oklahoma that A, they did not play a conference championship game, and then B, they didn't have the awards circuit that you and Deshaun, Shaq, other people had?
Nah, I mean, it just Shaq and Deshaun. I mean, you know, Deshaun was here till Wednesday taking finals and just drove up to Atlanta and did the thing Thursday night and or had a little a dinner Wednesday night and then did the thing on Thursday and flew to New York, had a good time, came back with me on Sunday, and you know, that's not a problem. He didn't miss anything. And then Shaq just flew out and he had the Nagurski, drove up to Charlotte, did the Nagurski on Monday, and then flew out and had a good time in Houston. It's fun for his mom and his sister to be able to go and experience those things. But no, that's not a distraction at all. These guys have all been taking finals, and as far as Oklahoma, I mean, it's probably an advantage for them not playing in a championship game as far as, you know, getting in the playoff, because I think anytime you have to go and play a championship game, you know, I'm documented on that. I don't think that's right, but that's the way it is. I don't sit around and worry about it. It worked out for the Big 12 this year. Who knows moving forward? But I've been on all sides of that. As I said earlier, in '92, my senior year, I remember Coach was so mad because we were 11-0, and we're undefeated, and we got to go play this 12th game called the SEC Championship against the Fun and Gun Gators. Coach Spurrier, they're 9-2, and Miami's just sitting at the house chilling. You know, I mean, they're in, and they're 11-0, and we were 11-0, and we hadn't won anything. And you know, that's why you've seen all those documentaries, The Play That Changed College Football, because we were the SEC at the time. We were the only conference that was just like, what is this thing? And so we won the game, but I think that helped us going into that championship game. I really do. I think we had a great resolve. I mean, nobody gave anything to us. We had to earn every step of the way to get there to that championship, and we played very well. But it's kind of pretty much everybody now has got the championship thing except the Big 12. So I think that's a little different. But, you know, I don't think that's, you know, right, but it doesn't matter what I think. I just focus on the things that we control and the things that we matter, and I don't worry about anybody else. We're going to play whoever it is. But Oklahoma's had an unbelievable year, and with the rules that are in place for their league, they've earned it. And nobody give them anything either. They've earned their way and have played exceptional, you know, all year long. But as far as us playing in a championship game and them not, I don't really think it matters as far as what it's going to mean on December the 31st.
How about the routine? You talk about the routine still the same but this is a little bit different than a bowl game because it becomes a semifinal game to get to the national championship.
Nah, not really. It's still just a game. You know, we don't really treat it any different. We want to win the game. So I don't think we need to change anything. I mean, Ohio State was a pretty big game. So LSU was a big game. Oklahoma was a big game. I don't think. I mean, this game just means we get to play another game. But as far as how we prepare and all that type of stuff, it doesn't really change anything. We'll go about our business the same way that we always have, and you know, put our best foot forward to winning the game and preparing the team and trying to go play a great 4 quarters. You know, if we're fortunate enough to win it, we got a plan in place to get back and get ready to go play the next one. And if it doesn't go our way, then our season's over. But you know, as far as doing things differently and all that, I don't really see a need in that.
Coach, you've often talked about how invaluable bowl practices are for developing those younger guys. You just alluded to it now. In your time in Clemson, are there a couple guys that come to mind as far as having made that big leap during bowl prep?
Oh, we've had tons of guys where we're like, by the end of bowl practice, we're sitting there going, okay. Kyle Parker was one. I remember we had him in bowl practice that year, and we're going, okay, here we go. And we were able to really ramp him up, and that spring, you know, he just comes out, you know, and you could just tell that he was going to be a pretty special player. A lot of guys. I mean, there's just tons of guys, whether it's your linemen. I remember when Wayne Gallman was redshirted, his redshirt year, we're all watching this kid go, oh boy, this old guy's going, when he learns what to do, he's going to be a really good player. Watching guys compete, watching how they respond when we put them in really challenging competitive situations, and when we kind of make it peer on peer, meaning it's not Mitch on Shaq, right out of the gate, or Noah Green on Shaq. It's guys that are matched up a little bit better competitively as far as where they are right now and seeing how they respond. But lots of guys, every year that catch our eye.
One area that Oklahoma had success last year against you was stopping the run. What made them so challenging in that regard, and what do you think you need to do better this year to run the ball?
Those big dudes they got up front, they're stout. They're built to stop the run. That's just God created those guys to stop the run. They're really, really good. Their nose is different, but athletic at linebacker, do a great job. They're an odd front, a little bit of 4 down, but they're still pretty much a three down, odd stack type of a defense. So they're always going to have one extra guy in the structure to stop the run. That's just kind of how they're built. You got to create some, especially the zone. They're really created to stop the zone, which obviously we run very well. So you gotta be patient. You gotta pick your spots, and you gotta take advantage of some other things that present themselves. But we really had a lot of success throwing the ball last year. So that was kind of the game plan. And then as the game kind of quickly, a couple things happened, it kind of got away, and the plan kind of went out the window, to be honest with you, as far as how you maybe thought the game was going to go for them and for us. So you just respond to the course of the game. But they're a challenge. They're a challenge to run the ball on. There's no question. I mean, and the reason is because of how they play, their scheme, what they're committed to do, and then the personnel that they have.
How does their defense stack up this year in comparison to going up against them last year?
They're better. I think they're better. They're more experienced, veteran. They're like 9 of the 11 are back, and they're doing a great job in executing their scheme, playing with a lot of confidence, playing with a lot of energy. They've really done a good job all year long. I would say what I saw last year at this time to where they are now, I think they're better.
Yeah,
And they're certainly better on offense. There's no question. Quarterback's one of the top players in the country. They got 2 running backs that can beat you. They got great skill. They got a JUCO kid that came in out at one of the wideouts and making plays all over the field. Got a different play caller. A lot of 10 personnel, a little bit of 11 personnel, a little bit of 21, but a lot of different personnel groups. But they play fast and a lot of pop passes and do a great job, running the ball and involving the running backs in the passing game too.
How has Deshaun developed? Because the last 5 games he's lead you led you guys in running the ball. Is it just a deal where he just gets more confident on his knee and as it goes along, or have you seen something he's become better at running the football? He's always been good at running the ball. He's bigger and stronger. That's probably the biggest thing. Bigger, stronger, more experienced, and just has a great feel for what we're doing. Just even more ownership of our offense from where he was starting out last year. But I hope nobody's going to ask me again this fall if we're going to run the quarterback. I always just laugh when I get that question. I'm like, 'cause we're not going to win if we don't run our offense. But part of it is what the defense gives you too. That's part of it. So he just plays within the system. Some runs are designed and they're called specifically, certain situations specifically for him. A lot of the runs are, they're just decisions that he makes, and so it's what the defense is giving us. So it just kind of varies, and then he gets some yards off of scrambles too. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of who he is. But he's just bigger, stronger, and just more confident as far as the ownership of our system. His second year into this thing.
You have some more time with Deshaun, and from the context of playing here this weekend, what strikes you most about how he handles all the stuff aside from the
no different than he does when it's
4th and 1, you got to get it. 4th and 5, and we're going for it. 3rd and 8, and the game's on the line. He just handles everything the same. He's just like that. That's probably, that might be. I mean, he's got a lot of great qualities. He's very intelligent. First of all, unbelievable work ethic and talent and skills. He's a great leader. He's incredibly committed, but just his poise, that might be his greatest attribute. Just the poise that he has in all situations. He just gets it. He has a great understanding for the platform that he has. He embraces it, and he just has fun with it. Does not get overwhelmed at all. He was really, to be honest, he's kind of born to do what he does, and it just comes natural to him.
You mentioned Wayne earlier. What changed for him this year that he's been able to be as consistent as he's been?
Just experience. That's it. I mean, that's just father time taking place. Just experience. He just grows up. It's just like, I'm sure a lot of you guys played football maybe in high school or whatever. And did you play football in high school by any chance, or
No.
or any sport?
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
was in the band.
all right. Were you in the band? All right. Well, that's okay.
I was the drum captain.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: were you better in the band as a senior than you were as a
Yes,
freshman?
Yes, I was.
Why? More confident, more sure of yourself. You just you know that you know what you're doing. Your leadership is different. It's the same thing, and that's really all it is. It's just father time, And I sometimes that's what I try to express to you guys sometimes and our fans, because sometimes guys, rarely do you have a Deshaun Watson or Sammy Watkins. Most of the time guys develop like Kevin Dodd. Who, when he was a redshirt freshman, I mean, it was like he may never play here. Literally. But guys, if they will work, they got to have the talent. But if you will work, do the things, most guys just develop. But even Sammy Watkins was better as a junior than he was as a freshman. Deshaun Watson is better as a sophomore than he was as a freshman. Guys get better. I'm a better coach now in 2015 than I was in 1993. That's really all it is. I mean, his work ethic, how he's built his body, bigger, stronger, faster, more knowledgeable, and with that comes more confidence, and then our offensive line, the job that they've done, incredible. I mean, we hadn't given up a sack in 5 straight games, not one sack in 5 games. So our offensive line has done a great job. Our offensive line has not given up a sack. We may have given up one on our quarterback or on our running back, but our OL has not given up a sack in 5 games.
That poise that you talked about with Deshaun, do you think that comes from the way he handles situations in his everyday life, adversity he's overcome?
I think so. I just think that's just how he's wired. That's how he's been raised. He just has a perspective that a lot of young people maybe don't necessarily have at that age because of his life's experiences. And so certainly his background has helped shape him to what he is today. There's no question about that.
Dabo, you mentioned the award circuit earlier. You've won a couple of honors already. There are probably a couple more coming your way. Do you allow yourself time to kind of enjoy it, take stock of it, or is it just about the task that you have?
Yeah.
remaining?
Oh, no, I enjoy the moment. That was a special moment at the ACC. It was a special moment at the ESPN deal, and we've got a couple other things that we'll do. But I enjoy it, but I enjoy it for our team. Because that's just a team award. I mean, I hadn't caught a ball. I hadn't made a tackle. Coach of the years are really made by the players. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's an honor, and it's great to be recognized. But it's truly a reflection of the team and the staff. So it's good for everybody to be recognized that way, because it just kind of helps grow our brand.
Does it help with your kids at all?
My boys. Oh no, I'm still goofy dad to them. No, my swag is low with the Swinney boys.
You talked about Deshaun's level, that he doesn't really change a whole lot, but obviously, I mean, this is an amazing season that he's having, that y'all are having. When you're going and doing some of those award circuit things, do you see a little bit more? I mean, you're seeing him behind the scenes. Do you see more of that excitability or enthusiasm about the moment, even though if he doesn't necessarily show it with us or out on the field?
Not really.
Yeah.
Now, I try to pull that out of him. I'm like, let's go, man, it's the Heisman, you know. He's just like, yeah, you know, okay, you know. No, he's just again, he's special. He's special, and I just love being with his mom and Aunt Sonia. I mean, just love being with them and seeing them, the joy. You know, they've never been to New York. Deshaun was ready to go. I'll tell you that. He was ready to get back home, as was I. But now he's just kind of a chill guy. That's just who he is. He's a relentless competitor, and he is a relentless preparer. I mean, this guy is as big a grinder as you'll ever meet as far as trying to be great and win and do the things it takes to win. But as far as just, you know, I mean, it'd be cool, but to him, hey, it's great to be there. He's great. It's great that he's being recognized, but the main trophy that he wants is the one that they present at the end of the year to the last team standing. I promise you, if there's a trophy he can win, that's the one he wants, and that's the one we all want.
I think I asked you after App State how you would characterize this team. You know, I don't know, so it's only App State, but now that you've had this whole season under your belt, you've had some time to reflect. How would you characterize it?
Gritty. This is a resilient, gritty team that loves each other, great chemistry. The thing that I really like the most about this team is they just find a way. I mean, and we don't have to play perfect. You know, I mean, we don't have to play great to win, and that's a pretty good thing. You know, it drives me crazy sometimes, some of the boneheaded things that we do, but you know, they find ways to win. And so I think our best game is still in front of us. And that's what I was talking to the team about today. And this is a great opportunity for us to really do some reflection and some self-study, some self-evaluation, self-scouting, and trying to prepare to go play a great game, you know, while we have more time. But this is, again, just a team that's just resilient and gritty, competitive, confident, expects to win, but more importantly, a team that is fun to coach.
So many new faces on the O-line. Was there a point, maybe it was in preseason camp, where you realized that, you know what, we lost some guys, but these guys aren't going to miss a beat, or did it take into the season?
I saw it in the spring. You know, I tried to tell y'all that in fall camp. Y'all wouldn't buy it. Y'all could have bought that stock while it was really low, and y'all wouldn't do it. But if y'all go back, I think I said that the offensive line's going to be the most improved part of this team, and I think by December they're going to be the difference in our team. And so, you know, and the reason I can tell you that is because I see them every day. And so really this spring I was like, okay, we got a chance here to really have a good group, because this is a group of guys that care. They love to play. I mean, what I saw this summer and the leadership of McLean and Gore and Ryan Norton, and then the way Jay came back and plugged in summer two, those young guys blended in, the hunger that I saw. This is a whole group of that entire room that Robbie has. They all wake up thinking about how they can be a better offensive lineman today. I mean, they love to play, and that is the difference. It's fun to be around. So I had no doubt that we were going to be deeper than we've been, much more flexible as far as, you know, what we could do with certain guys, and obviously the depth. We were going to have some young guys that had never played. You know, Maverick hadn't played much. Falcinelli, he was a freshman, hadn't played. Taylor Hearn hadn't played. Obviously Mitch and Frew. But based on what I saw through camp, I think we were all pretty confident. And I think one of the things I said was, you know, I just see Robbie Caldwell walking around smiling every day. I've never seen him in a better mood. He's great at every staff meeting. He's having a blast. So I just saw a real confidence in him, and that makes me confident. And that's how it's played out. There's just a lot of leadership and pride with that group, and great chemistry, and they're talented. They're really talented guys that care about their performance.
Maverick go into practices as it started.
Yeah, but you know, both of those guys will play. We'll see how it comes out. You know, Crowder is a road grader. You know, just needing to be, you know, 100% healthy, and I think he will be. think he'll be ready to go. So we'll see how it plays out. But both those guys will play a lot. We'll see who's actually going to start. We don't have to make that decision right now.
How healthy is Ray Ray?
Oh, he's best he's been by far. That time off, because his injury is an injury that just is going to get better each day. And so we managed that for a week or so, and he really played well. Made 2 or 3 plays for us in the championship game, and I think that was really good for his confidence. But I think we're going to be able to get him in a little bit of a lesser brace now because of his strength where he is. But I would think he'll be as close to 100% he's been in a long time by the time we play the game. He's getting better every day.
And for this week, Bowler, Lawson, or any of those other guys, will they be limited?
No. I think everybody's going to be ready to roll. Today we're in vests. We'll be shells tomorrow. We'll be full pads Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're going to get after it. We're going to have really good, crisp practice. Thursday will be just kind of a step back. Be an all Oklahoma prep day where we just kind of take a look, because Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be pretty physical days. Thursday we'll kind of take a little break, and then Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday will be meetings, and then Monday is just like I said, just like a team Thursday for us during the season. But I think everybody will be ready to roll.
There was an article came out this morning. A guy had a tattoo of you on his arm. Did you see that at all?
A tattoo.
He had a tattoo. I don't care where. It came out. If you could get a tattoo, college football coach. I gotta go on these questions.
Wow, I guess that means we're really number one. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Well, I've had birds and cats and dogs and lizards and iguanas. People say, hey, I named my iguana Dabo, I named my cat Dabo, I named my bird Dabo, and I always tell people, one of these days, like, there's going to be another human named Dabo, and then I'll really know that I've left my mark on society around here. But a tattoo, that's never crossed my mind. Well, am I ripped up in the tattoo? Am I like jacked up? Oh, that's probably not a good look then. That's probably not a good look. Where is the tattoo? Is it visible to the naked eye, or is it? Oh, okay. All right. That's good. I can live with that. Can I talk Kath into it? You think I can talk her into it? Probably not. Oh man. Oh, that is a tough one there. Oh.
Would Coach Stallings feel good or bad about you getting a tattoo of him?
Probably not good. That would probably not go over well.
Somebody named their iguana Dabo.
Oh, I've had all. Yeah. I've had a little bit of all those things. But all those people have really short lifespans. I mean, they're really short. So, as I always tell y'all, I'm a young coach trying to be an old coach one day. So maybe somebody will give in. I can't even get a family member to name somebody Dabo. So maybe one day, Dabette, Dabarita, something. We've got a lot of babies on this staff. I've tried to talk all of them into that, but I hadn't been able to do it. I think Tony did name. I think his son is Ace, and Christopher, and my middle name's Christopher. Now he hasn't told me that was because of me, but I'm claiming that. All right, so I'm just claiming Ace, claiming ownership there.
Okay, practice should end.